All right, we live. What up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another episode. Thank you guys for coming back. Thank you guys for supporting me. I appreciate it. I know I've been off the radar for a little bit. This transition into 2022 has been crazy. It's been wild to say the least. There's a lot that's gone on. But first and foremost, I hope you guys had a great 2021. I know 2021 has been a crazy past couple of years, man. From the start of 2020 to now, it's been, for me at least, it's been so much growth, so much reflecting, so much trying to be in tune with myself and things like that. But it's cool. I feel like a lot of us go through this journey. Well, I mean, we all go through this journey, but I feel like a lot of us hit a point in our lives where we just grow, right? We grow as people, as individuals, and we try our best to maneuver through life and the challenges that come with life. And that's where I'm at. So just wanted to get into some thoughts, share with you guys what's going on and, what I'm excited for in 2022. There's a lot to be excited for, and I feel like just the start of this year is crazy, man. The feeling that I have towards the goals that I want to accomplish and the things that I want to accomplish, right? And I feel like it's starting now. It's starting with 2022, and it's crazy because when I think back on it, I graduated in 2012, and this feeling that I have towards this year, right, and this new chapter in my life, I feel like I'm at a different place than I was, a year or two ago. This from 2020 to 2021 was a crazy year, crazy year of growth. And 2021 to 2022 is the same thing, just more of learning, more of experiencing life and the challenges and just being more in tune with myself, right? And being more aware of how things affect me. That was a big thing in 2021. And with that, I gained a lot of, how do you say, self-awareness, I would say. I gained a lot of self-awareness within myself and things like that. But yeah, I don't really have a specific topic I'm gonna talk about today. It's more it's just what the new year has to bring and things like that. I just wanted to have a conversation with you guys and see what's up, see what you guys got going on in life. I'm excited for what I got going on, and I really hope that everybody shares a similar feeling that I do as far as the excitement and the excitement for the challenges that life brings, and tackling it head on. Because for me, I've always been competitive, right? As a boy, as a kid, I've always had to compete. I've always been the last in line. I was the youngest of the cousins, I was the youngest brother, so I always had to fight for the top spot, and I feel like that's where my competitive nature comes from. And with that, that competitive nature, that competitive element that I have of myself, I want to apply that to life. I feel like life is the biggest competition, life is the biggest challenge, and having that competitive nature and that competitive drive, I want to apply that to life. And I feel like with that, along with many other different elements that come into play, aspects that, that come into play when you talk about life, such a general term, but it is crazy. Yeah, but I've always had that competitive drive. It's crazy. Sometimes it's too crazy where it's like I get in my own head and I compete at times in places where I shouldn't really compete, or at least not as not as much as I should, right? But I love just competition, man. Like, it drives me to be the best that I can be at whatever the competition is. Whether it be basketball or bowling or whatever. I'm just competitive, and I feel like why not apply that competitive nature to life, bro? Like, I know it's not going to be easy, and it's going to test me, right? It's going to test us. The challenges that you guys go through, that we go through as people, it tests us, right? And it's going to test you, and you can't help but grow and but learn from those experiences. And sometimes you have to go through it twice, 3 times, just however many times you need to go through it, the experience to learn and to grow and to better yourself, right? That's kind of my outlook on life, and all the challenges that I've gone through. And it's not easy, man. It's extremely difficult, but I love it. I love that challenge to try and better myself in every aspect, and connections with people, friendships with people, interactions with people, conversations, like things like that. Like that's what I am most in tune with, just try to better myself in that aspect. But I'm at a point too right now where I'm trying to disconnect a little bit, man, but it's so hard because I'm so social. I'm so social, and I love interacting with people and having conversations with people, but it's hard, to balance being on this journey, right? On this direction that I'm on and the goals that I want to hit. And at the same time, staying connected with people and close friends and things like that. Like, it's not easy. It's extremely challenging, but I love it, because it's a blessing, to have connections with people and to have close friends and people that care about you, and like to tap in and ask how you're doing, things like that. Like, bro, I can't take that for granted. But at the same time, I need stuff I gotta get done. Like there's shit that I want to get done, that I need to prioritize, right? And for the longest time, I haven't. I've just been living carefree for the most part since I graduated high school in 2012. 10 years I've been living life, and it's been dope, man. Like, so many experiences, so many Vegas trips, so many so many memories I could share. I'm not gonna lie, but crazy experiences, man, good and bad. But it's weird when people say, when you get older, you shift into a different mindset, or you start thinking about things differently, you mature. And I'm at a point where I feel it, you know what I mean? Like, I feel the maturity aspect of things, where I feel like I'm just in a different place, right? And it's interesting to be conscious of this feeling, because it's different, and it's just a transition period, which is crazy, but that's dope at the same time. You know what I mean? I'll say, probably one of the biggest things I'm leaving behind in 2021 is being occupied with like outside influences, right? Things that I've focused on that don't matter. Emotions towards people that I allowed to manifest into thoughts, into actions, and I don't know why I do that, bro. It's crazy. I don't know if you guys are into astrology. I'm not that into astrology, but I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting to look at, to observe, to take at face value. I know there are a lot of people out there that, are really into astrology, and more power to you. You know what I mean? I feel like it's an interesting thing, but I like to look at astrology in some ways. Just, your signs and your emotions and things like that. Because there's some telltale signs there where, you could pinpoint who somebody is and how people act and things like that. But I don't know how much truth there is to astrology, but I think it's an interesting thing to look at, right? To observe. I don't know why I act certain ways, though. You know what I mean? Is it because I'm a Scorpio? I don't know, man. People are surprised too when I tell them, like, oh, they ask me what sign I am. I'm like, I'm a Scorpio. I'm like, really? Like, you don't act like a Scorpio. And I was like, if only you knew. If only you knew how I really am, I suppose. I'm really good at putting up a front, I would say. Not in a bad way, not in a negative connotation, but it just, I don't know, like just putting up a front. Like, how would I best describe that? How can I best describe putting up a front? Because it's not like a fake, fabricated ideal of me or a perception of myself. It's more so, how do you explain that? Let me think about this one. I never really got into this thought, but I think a lot of people do that too. They have this perception of themselves that they present to people, right? It's like this idea of themselves that they want people to know, to be aware of, right? To where that's how they're described. So like, I present myself to somebody a certain way, an open, engaging, friendly way. And that's like the imprint that I leave on them. So when they talk about me to other people, they express this description of myself that is friendly, is open, is engaging, is just a dope person. Like, that's kind of like the imprint, or like the projection of myself that I give off to people. And it's not fake, it's not fabricated. Like, it is who I am, but it's a piece of me, right? It's a piece of who I am. It's not, the entire thing. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I suppose it is, because it's backed with good intention. It's backed with pure intention. I don't mean to offend I don't mean ill will on people, when I engage in conversations and things like that. I don't ask certain questions, because when I engage with people in conversation, like, I ask deep questions. Like, I naturally get into deep thoughts. And it's not for me to gain information from them. It's not for me to gain something and to get something from them. It's more just me trying to bounce off ideas and relate to people, because I'm just naturally a deep thinker, a deep conversator, I suppose, if that's even a word. But I think it's a word, conversator. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's just a perception of myself that I give off to people. But I mean, it makes for great conversations for sure, at least for me. But I can gauge when somebody is not really into the conversation or into talking about themselves on a deeper level. And I've learned that through conversations, through people, through engaging with people, with friends, and trying certain things, trying certain conversations, seeing if it works. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I think I've been able to find, get a good feel as to when somebody is not really engaged in the conversation, so I could switch it up, because I pick up on a lot of like small details, body language, facial expressions, reactions to things that I say, or reactions to topics of conversations that I have, with people. Like, I don't know, like, it just interests me to pick up on things like that when I talk to people and such. But it's draining, bro. It's extremely draining sometimes, but I love it. That's what I live for. I live for those moments of life, to engage in conversations with people, because people will tell you a lot, man. People will tell you a lot about how they feel and how they see the world. You just have to listen. You just have to peep up on what they're saying and how they're saying it, and the emotions that they put behind what they're saying, things like that. Like, there's a lot of things you can pick up from people through conversation, and with that you learn a lot about people, man. And that's what I love about having conversations with people, is that everybody has a story, right? Everybody has something that they've gone through in life that they can share and they can relate. Oftentimes it's relatable. We all go through challenges in life, and we all go through trials and tribulations, and we can bounce off ideas and bounce off experiences, help each other learn and grow from that aspect. I feel like that's the value of experiences in life, and it's a real thing, experience. But sometimes people are like over the top with it though, man. Like, they think because they're older and they're wiser, and they go through life, and there's some truth to that too. I'm not saying like just because you're older doesn't mean you're not wiser. I mean, you have experience, it's true, but to shut off somebody else because of that, to say, oh, I've been through life, I'm older, I know more than you. It's like, I don't know about all that, but there is some truth to that though. With age comes experience, comes wisdom. I believe that. I know I mentioned before how much time I spent, just in my own presence, right? Just being by myself in my own thoughts. And it's crazy how much I've learned from that, how much I've gained from that, just shutting out everything else, every outside influence as best I can, man. It's hard to stay off social media, bro. It's insanely hard, unless I do it like completely, which I have done before, where I'm just off Instagram, off TikTok completely, like delete the app and everything. Like I've done that before, but to have it on my phone, like it's so like that temptation to go on Instagram and to go on TikTok is so powerful, bro. It's just so strong. But I think I've done a great job of limiting the time that I'm on there. I'll hop on and I'll be on for like a couple minutes, and then I'll be like, okay, I'll be conscious of it. So okay, let me stay on a little longer because I'm enjoying it, and then let me hop off. Just be conscious of how much time I spend on there. Aside from that, just outside influences, outside opinions, outside perspectives, shutting that out has done a lot for me. It's done a lot for me, but at the same time, it's like I have to be aware of the fact that it's not sustainable to do that, right? That's a lonely life to live. I need connections with people. I need to socialize with people. That's who I am. That's what gets me going. So I have to find a balance with that. I can't just shut off people completely. But I suppose choosing the right people around is important. That's what they say. Choose your friends wisely. Choose who you choose to. Be conscious of who you choose to surround yourself with, the energy that they give off, and the energy that you receive, and the energy that you give off too. Like I be in conversations with people, and sometimes I find myself like giving off certain energy where like I kind of think to myself like, oh, like why did you say that? You know what I mean? Like it's nothing out of pocket or anything. It's just like you don't really believe that. You know what I mean? So like I'll have a conversation with somebody, and say we'll be talking about a certain topic or whatever, and say we'll be talking about, I don't know if I want to give you guys specifics, because if I give you guys specifics, I'd have to really think about the conversation, and I'd probably be leaving out context. I'll be having conversations with people, and I'll respond a certain way, or I'll respond with saying something a certain way. And then I'll think to myself in that moment, like, why did I say that? I don't really believe that. So why would I say that? I suppose it's the pressures of social life, wanting to be accepted by people. I think that's a natural thing that we go through in society. We want to be accepted by society. We want to be accepted by people. But that's a dangerous road to go down, and it's not something that is sustainable. You're always going to be seeking something when you're going down that path of wanting to be accepted by people and wanting to be accepted by society. Like you shouldn't want that. I feel like if you just do your own thing, what I mean? If you are who you are and you stay true to that, people will gravitate towards you regardless. There's this quote. I don't know if it relates to this, but I just thought of it right now. It's actually from a movie on Netflix called The King. And what it said, kings don't have friends, they have followers and foe. I thought that was pretty powerful. And I feel like to strive to be a king in your own right, to be a king of yourself, a king of your temptations, of your struggles, of your own life. I feel like that's what I strive for. Shit, I'm trying to be a king, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like every boy wants to be a king. Every boy, every man wants to be a king, and that's how I define being a king, and when we think of kings in human nature, like we think of rulers, people who rule over other people, who have power over other people and things like that. Like that's trash. I'm not gonna lie, that's trash. But I think to be a king of your own life and a king of your own struggles, that's a true king. That's what it really means to be a king. To be a ruler, to be somebody who people look to for inspiration on how to overcome things in their life. And that's what I'm trying to be. But take it a day at a time for sure, because man, it's a lot. It's a lot just to think about. it's a lot to fathom, but shit, I'm here for it. You know what I mean? I'm here for all of it. But we'll see though. We'll see how 2022 goes. We'll see how 2022, where it takes us, because I'm really locked in on this year, man. And I really hope you guys are too. You know, whatever you guys got going on, whatever ambitions, whatever goals, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to accomplish, man, just do it. You know, take it a day at a time. Don't worry about things that don't matter. Distractions. You know, identify what distractions you have in your life and scratch that shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, focus on what you want to do. If you want to get right in the gym, if you want to, whatever, start a podcast, if you want to do whatever you want to do, man, whatever goals you want, now's the time to do that shit, bro. Like, just do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just want to cut the mic on, talk to you guys a little bit, you know what I mean, share what's going on. I've been in the trenches, bro. I've been sick since like late December. I missed New Year's celebration. You know, I was in bed just chilling, which was cool. You know, I didn't mind. I was fine. You know, I would rather rest and not get anybody else sick. You know, so I was cool with it. Yeah, but 2022, man, we got a lot to be excited for. You know, we're about to take off this year for sure. You know, take a day at a time, man, and we'll see where it takes us. I'll see you at the top. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. Be ready for more videos to come. You know what I mean? I know I've missed a couple weeks, but it's all good, man. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the process. But stay tuned for the next video. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for just continuous support, man, and just watching my videos and just tuning in and supporting me, man. I'd forever be grateful. So thank you guys. Stay tuned for the next video. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.